I'm going to share with you 9 tips that will allow you to produce better quality videos on YouTube. So stay tuned because we're going to do this right now. Everyone has a smartphone these days where they can pull up on their smartphone your website or a YouTube video. And if your video is not quality, if it's not in alignment with your brand and image, you're probably doing more harm than good. So I believe that it's important to create quality videos that are in alignment with your brand and image. And I'm going to show you these 9 tips here to help you get started. But there's a lot to cover with this. Too much to cover in just one video. So I want to invite you to follow my YouTube channel so you can receive the follow-up videos in this series where I'm going to break down each one of these 9 points. And we're going to dive deeper in that, and so that you have all the tools and resources so that you and your organization can produce high-quality videos on YouTube that support your brand and image. So here we go. Here are the 9 tips. First one, identify with absolute clarity who your ideal target audience is. And I really want to emphasize this because videos, I'm telling you, there's a huge audience on YouTube. So you need to understand who this message is for. Why are you creating this video? What is the message that you want to deliver? And when you can identify your ideal target audience, that will tell you who the message is for, what the message is, how long the video should be. There's many other factors that go into it. And everything I'm going to talk about here in these 9 tips will kind of be in alignment with who your ideal target audience is. Number 2, video length. I get this question all the time. Mike, how long should the video be? Well, you've probably heard before to keep the video short to 2 or 3 minutes. That is not necessarily true. I'm going to take it back to when you understand who your ideal audience is, what is the right length for their audience? There are many professional YouTubers with huge YouTube channels, and they have videos that are 30 and 60 minutes long. Here's what I think is important. When the video is good, the message is good, good quality video with good sound, good backdrop that's in alignment with your organization, your brand, and your image, people will continue to watch it because you're delivering value. Number 3, outline or script the video. You know, this is another one. Do you outline or do you script? Well, there's pros and cons to both. I've done both, and I continue to do both. So here's the deal. It's really what you're comfortable with and what you prefer. And again, I'm going to take it back to point number 1. Who is your ideal audience? Typically, the younger generation, they like stuff that is more casual, unscripted, so you can use a bulleted point. More of your professionals, they tend to like something that is scripted, very professional, and where it comes across that way. So I've done both. But here's the difference between the two. If you script your videos, it adds an additional level of complexity because now you have to have a teleprompter. And with the teleprompter, you have to learn how to use that teleprompter so it doesn't appear like you're reading from a script. And also, when you're using a teleprompter, some of your natural energy can be lost because you're focused on reading the teleprompter. So that's the cons. The plus side to scripting it, you can minimize some of the editing. You can make sure up front that your message is nice and tight and concise, and that's important. And it provides a little more polished look. So if your audience likes that polished look, great. Maybe you want to script it. And if you're just starting out, I would suggest outlining your script, using a bulleted outline. In fact, recording this video, one of the processes that I'm using right now, I basically have in front of me my whiteboard, and I've bulleted out each of the 9 points, and I'm just speaking to those points. The nice thing about that is I can just fill in the blanks. The problem with that is, if you're someone like me, I have a tendency to ramble, right? So you want to make sure that you can stay on point with that. So there's pros and cons, but if you're just starting out, I would suggest that you start with a bulleted point format, and you can either use a whiteboard like what I'm doing now, or you can use a PowerPoint presentation and have each point on a PowerPoint presentation with your computer in front of you and just follow that. So that would work as well. Number 4, camera. This is important. Obviously, you got to have a camera, right, if you're going to do video. So there's a wide spectrum of cameras out there. I'm going to tell you right now, wherever you're at, if you have an HD camera, you can get started. I don't recommend going off and investing thousands of dollars in all this fancy equipment, because if you're not experienced yet, again, it adds another level of complexity because there's all the technical aspects that come with the professional grade equipment. So whatever camera you use, here's what I recommend. Whether it's an iPhone or a Droid or a video camera that you have, make sure that it can record in full HD, which is 1080p. Also set the recording up to record in a 16:9 aspect ratio, which is kind of the wide angle format. And the reason that is important is people are watching videos on TVs and larger screens. And so you want it to be able to look visually appealing on the larger screens. And also the reason I suggest that you record in 1080p and HD is when people do watch on a larger screen, it's not going to get blown out either. And YouTube is amazing because if you've seen on YouTube, it will actually auto adjust the resolution based on somebody's bandwidth and device. So don't worry about that. Record in the highest quality that you have available with your camera and let YouTube do the heavy lifting with all of that. Number 5, microphone. Now this is one where I strongly suggest that you invest a little bit of money, and you can on any budget, is getting an external microphone. They have the lav mics that you can hook up directly to your camera, or you can have a shotgun mic, which is what I'm using right here. You can't see it, but it's right here, and which works really well. But the reason an external mic is important, most built-in cameras have a really poor microphone. It actually sounds like you're in a tunnel or a basement or distant. And so sound quality is really important. In fact, experts have said that you can have a great quality video image, but if the sound is poor, people won't watch it. And more likely to continue to watch a poor video with great audio. So audio is extremely important. You want to make sure you're communicating your message and it comes across loud and clear. And you can pick up an external microphone on any budget. In fact, in the video description below, I've included a link to many microphones that you can pick up on any budget. So check that out. Number 6, tripod. This is another one that I highly recommend that you invest. I'll tell you, there's nothing more annoying than trying to find a video and somebody could have a great message, but they're holding their iPhone or their smartphone trying to deliver their message, and you can see the video moving and shaking. I'll tell you, that's annoying. Oftentimes I'm like, all right, I'll bail out of this video and I'll go try and find somebody else that's done a video on the same subject where it's been higher quality. And that's what people do. That's why creating quality videos is important, and this trend's going to continue to become even more important because there's a lot of competition on YouTube. You're not the only one, most likely, that is delivering the same message or topic in your space. So you want to separate yourself from the crowd and have videos that are worth watching and sharing. So I strongly recommend invest in a tripod. The other thing is you don't want to do is be holding the camera trying to deliver it, and you're actually, your camera, you're looking up somebody's nose, right? Have you ever seen that where somebody's recording their video and you're actually looking up their nose? That's annoying. That's a turnoff. I don't want to look up anybody's nose. So anyways, let's move on. Number 7, lighting. Lighting is key. I'm telling you, lighting brings out the proper colors. It actually allows the camera to pick up the detail in your face and your clothes and background and everything. Lighting is key. But here's the deal. You do not have to go off and spend a boatload of money to have proper lighting. You can easily set up your camera in front of a window where you have natural light coming in, which is absolutely the best. Or you can just bring in some additional lighting from your house to kind of light the room, and it also eliminates the shadows as well. And you want to kind of fill the room with light so it seems natural. I have about 6 lights here to fill the room, and these are inexpensive lights that I purchased on Amazon. I'll go ahead and include the link in the video description below so you can check out what I have. And they're extremely affordable. They work, and it's perfect. The lighting is great, there's no shadows, and the camera picks up all the details. So lighting is key. Background. Background is absolutely huge. You want to make sure that you don't have a distracting background. You want a background that supports your brand and your image. This backdrop that I have here, I have a number of them. I like this one. It's different. Sometimes the simple white backgrounds can be too plain Jane, so I like something to spice it up a little bit, and this works out well for me. and it's not distracting. I get a lot of great compliments on this backdrop. I think I picked this one up on Amazon for about 40 bucks. So you can use any kind of backdrops, green screens, which are a little more challenging. So if you're starting out, I don't recommend starting off with a green screen unless you have patience and you have the technical skills to make that happen. But definitely you want to have a backdrop that is not distracting. You could have a great message, great video, but if your backdrop is distracting or what you have in the background is just way too cluttered, it's going to overshadow your awesome message. So make sure you have a great background. Lastly is video editing. Editing is key. It allows you to cut out the mistakes and retakes. It actually allows you to add what they call the lower third. That's the text at the bottom of the video. Allows you to add certain images and trailers and all kinds of cool stuff. So you definitely want to make sure you have an editing software program. If you are a Mac user, you can use iMovie. I use Filmora or Adobe Pro Premiere, which both of those work out well. What I like about them is they're inexpensive. Adobe has a monthly subscription that makes it really affordable and has all the tools available. Same with Filmora. I think Filmora is about $59 and it has all the editing tools that you would want. I've included a link in the description below to Adobe Premiere Pro and Filmora so you can check that out and find one that works for you and works for your budget. But more importantly, there's a couple things. I have a video checklist that I use to help me not only set up to make sure I follow all the right processes. So I want to provide that to you. You can download my video checklist absolutely for free. There's a link below and where you can get that video checklist. And here's why it's important. There's nothing worse than having it all set up. This actually happened to me the other day because I got in a rush. I had everything dialed in, but I forgot to plug that darn microphone cord directly into the camera. So I literally spent a couple hours recording videos with no sound. Make sure you have the checklist, you follow it, you don't get in a rush so that you can produce quality videos. And make sure, again, to follow my YouTube channel so you can receive the follow-up series videos where I go into each one of these 9 points in depth to help you produce quality videos so you can stand out from the crowd. Have an awesome day.